Today we're just kind of lounging out. Got the dogs out, flippy floppies. Kind of hoping that if I act like it's a little more warmer out and the seasons are about to get green out, maybe it'll come. And that really makes me think about the way seasons change and the way we kind of view everything, right? I know that every single one of you, same as me, as soon as that springtime hits, you're going to start feeling good. Like, yeah, this is about it. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the change. But you're going to continue on the same path you're on. You're going to continue with the same output that you're giving. You're going to continue on the same outward energy, the vibes, choices, decisions, behaviors, everything. You're going to keep doing exactly the same thing. You did this last year in exactly the same way. And as the seasons change and you come in the spring, you're going to do the same thing again. Why? Because that's what you're programmed to do. That's what you're programmed in your mind. That's what you programmed yourself to be able to do and focus on is right now, as long as I can hit this same level as last year, I'm at least falsely increasing my life, right? I'm doing better because I did the same thing I did last year, and last year wasn't as bad as the year before. Yeah, but you created the exact same output, created the exact same stuff, which means you got used to it. It's not that it got any better. It may have not got any worse, or you may not have noticed it, but it didn't get better because all you did was get used to what's going on. You got used to the negative, you got used to the bad, right? That's an issue. That's a problem because everything you get used to makes all your output exactly the same. Everybody sits there and they say, oh, they want to do this, they want to do that, they want to become more, and it's what it is, right? It's truly incredible when I see that it can take a life altering event for you to change your output, me included. I was watching a podcast or a video or something probably a few weeks back, man. This Nick Laverly dude, I think that's how you say his name. I apologize if I butchered it. Said something about how a small output can be the difference in like your normal operation, right? Can increase you past your normal operation. That's super important because, when you really think about it, man, you on your normal grind, your normal energy, your normal output, it might always get you right here. And maybe here isn't where you were back here, right? It might not be, but it's not up here, man. It's not shooting for the stars. It's not getting you there. But it's crazy how sometimes it really does take a life altering event for us to sit there and say that I'm ready to make a change. And it can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing, right? That life altering event, let's just say you're a really good person. You believe in everybody. You never, ever, ever believe that anybody can do you wrong. You've truly done everything you could, right? And you're with somebody or you have a good close friend and you've done everything you could and they do you super dirty. They've done you in a way that you can't return from. They've done you in a way that you just can't seem to recover. Maybe your friend did something that to you feel is unforgivable. Maybe your significant other did something that you feel is unforgivable. And while I do believe that people should be able to work through things, that we do not work through anything, that we go a couple years into something and we say, pump the brakes, it's too hard, I can get the next thing. You can. You think about it, man. You could have a new thing, a new friend. You could go out and get new friends every day. Friends. I don't use that. But for your output that you're giving, you reach your normal operation, something happens, you either walk away or you just continue with your basal. You're just kind of chilling. That's an issue, man. You didn't change your output. And in those life altering events, the bad is that you just change for the worse. You get depressed, you drink, you're smoking, you're doing drugs, you're going with fast women, fast dudes, whatever. And you're living wrong, man, spending money, getting in debt, just depressed, don't know what you do. To the ultimate worst behavior is you take your own life. That's the worst. That's the worst operation, right? That's the worst output you done did. You did the worst negative output you could for yourself, and you felt like that was the only option you had, right? On the other side, some of us do learn from mistakes. Some of us do learn from what others' mistakes are on us. You do learn that you need to do better every day. You learn that you need to make sure that you're operating at a higher level than you were last month, yesterday, last year. You can even take it all the way to 15 years ago. If you're a kid and you went through some trauma and you just, man, you really didn't understand it, and now let's say you're coming into your own, you had some crazy childhood trauma and you're going to excel from it. You can. You absolutely can. Now, right now, in this moment, you know that that life altering event made you operate at a different aspect. Now, you're ready to operate where you should. A small little increase in your output can create a whole new operating level that you never thought was possible. Every day, you make a decision every day. You make a decision that today I'm going to get the same coffee. I'm going to get the same meal. I'm going to get the same thing over and over and over again. You become a creature of habit, but your creature of habit also plays into your behaviors and your decisions, right? If you on there every day, you know that you're about to beat it every morning. You know that every morning you're about to do that. Every morning, though, you spend 30 minutes. 30 minutes is you could have been doing a mile. You could have been doing some sit ups. You could have been lifting an arm day, push ups, up downs. You could have been reading a book. You could have been playing keyboard. Learn, yeah? 30 minutes. You sat there and did something that's going to make you feel a little bit good for 5 minutes, and you're not going to get that same feeling long term because that's a short term thing. Your output created a habitual behavior, and you do that every morning, and you know that that's not where you need to be in life, that you need to better yourself, and you're never going to better yourself if you keep pushing it that way. If you keep pushing yourself to a negative output, you won't create a positive operation. You won't. You're not going to, man. It doesn't matter how you look at it. You can sit here and you can try to defend it. You can try to define it in 1,000 ways. You can try to say anything you want. Well, I'm doing that. It means I'm not doing this. Okay, but you ain't doing this either. You're not doing something that's going to elevate you. You know that every bit of output that you give creates a different process in your life and how you're living. It's the cause and effect, man. It's the cause and effect. It's the same concept. You can rewrite this as many times as you want, but it's the same concept, man. Sure, man, somebody broke your heart. You might have got cheated on. You might have been the cheater. And maybe you cheated on your friends. Maybe you cheated in life. Maybe you cheated on an exam. It doesn't matter how small you think it is. Even the smallest thing in the world can be the biggest to you. Don't ever downplay what's happened to you. Don't ever downplay what has gone on in your life. Don't compare traumas. Don't compare it to somebody else. But I want you to sit there and say to yourself, am I ready? Am I ready to make the change? Because I believe that you are. I believe that you can make the change. I believe that you can make the difference in your life by knowing this was a life altering event. It doesn't matter if you didn't get your leg blown off, you failed an exam, and that exam, that might be where your life goes if you fail. Don't compare, but understand that if you don't give that small increase in your output, you will not create the operating level that you want to be at. You won't. So make sure that no matter what is going on, no matter how positive or negative, you take a second to look at your life and say to myself, man, am I operating at the exact same output as I was a year ago before I had these problems? Or when you had the problems and you're still continuing to operate? All right, man, well, what do I need to change? Can it be one little step? I tell you guys every time, almost every video, and I always will, man, one step at a time. That's how you got up in the morning. That's how you made it out of bed. That's how you got downstairs. That's how you got to where you were supposed to go first thing. One step, one after another after another. You might just need to give yourself an output, a little bit more of a step, a little harder of a step, a little stronger of a step. That's an output change. So believe in yourself, man. Keep steady pressure, stack good behaviors, Stack and stack and stack good behaviors. And by the end of the day, you will feel better. You will have an understanding. Your life right now is not what it's going to be. Your life, what it's going to be, may not be what you think it's meant to be, but you will be what's meant to be if you pursue it at the highest level and output you can. So be about it. Push through.